Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. So, something that came to mind, and I oftentimes go through my notes when I work with mentors or listen to videos or podcasts, with some really good information. I often take notes and put it in folders. I have a bunch of folders per topic that have all these scribbles and notes and ideas written down. And one of the people that I follow is Kyle Cease, and he's an amazing man. And I've got two of his books, and I'm on his calls quite frequently, listening, not speaking. I haven't been invited to speak, but one thing that came up on one of the calls, and it's a Zoom call, Zoom call. So a lot of people are on there, and of course, there's the comments and a lot of conversation and discussion. But what do I need to do to become successful? And a lot of times we put a lot of focus onto doing, and we put less focus onto being, when actually sometimes it should be the opposite. And one of the things that defines our success, or can help to define our success, is being successful in our heart. Meaning, we feel it with every fiber of our being. Feel it in our heart that we are successful at whatever we are doing, whether it's your 9 to 5 job, whether it's your part-time job, or if you're creating something, or if you're an artist, or whatever it might be. That be that success in your heart, be that success inside you. See it, feel it, imagine it, live it, breathe it, let it immerse every single one of your cells, and just so that you're just vibrating with that energy. Oftentimes more power goes into the preparation is needed. So if someone is for example, wanting to do some freelance work, or work for themselves, and this is interesting because for me, if I can't do something perfectly, and I know I've said this before, if I can't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it, because I don't want to look stupid, or I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing, and I have more control. I think I have more control when I can just jump in, do something perfectly, no mistakes, and be done. But that doesn't leave for much growth, and it stagnates you. It's like you just, like, perfection paralysis. You can't move, you can't go any farther, because you're so stuck on being perfect, and preparation, and just and I've been good at this. In fact, just recently, and I did all this preparation, and prep and study and write, and all this, when, quite frankly, I could have done less of that and jumped into what I needed to do sooner. But I felt like I had to just do less preparation and knew everything. Now, granted, there are some times when, some specific things you're going to be doing, you have to do it perfectly. If you're a doctor, you better be, if you're going to be cutting me open, you better be knowing what you're doing and do it exactly perfect the first time. But for some of us, oftentimes the prep is a means of control, or trying to control the outcome. It also has to do with fear, and fear of looking silly, or fear of not, looking like we don't know what we're doing, or fear of, judgment, and fear of failure, and all this. And when, quite frankly, the majority of people who are watching you, or looking at you, or wanting to learn from you, they want you to be human. They don't care about that. It's just like, if you've got that gift, if you have something to share, if you have something that you can, that's your talent, that you can use to be of service, jump in and do it, and learn as you go. And in fact, I've learned that. It's like I get to learn as I go, and that makes it a lot more fun, and it takes a lot of the pressure off. I had a couple notes here. So the more that we prep to make things perfect, in a way, we're preparing for it to fall apart. And I think for me, a lot of times, for projects that I might be doing, or some things that I'm doing, if I over prepare and it goes in a different direction, I feel like it's all falling apart, and it's wrong, when actually it was probably meant to go that direction, and I needed to be a little more relaxed about that. And so my success actually wasn't in all that preparing and trying to make things perfect. My success was being open and letting things flow and letting it go in the direction that felt the most natural. Because when I tried to force it and control it, ended up being really messed up and not cool and choppy and uncomfortable to look at and to listen to. I'm speaking about some of the videos that I've done that I've had to redo because everything had to be perfect, and oh my gosh, I touched my hair, or I scratched my nose, or whatever, or there was some background. Who cares? Life happens, and it's all good. I'm just looking at my notes here because there are some really good points in here. There's a squirrel behind me. I threw some peanuts out here behind me, so you get to watch the wildlife too. So one thing, and sometimes when I'm on a call with someone and I scribble a lot, I scribble. Hi. He's about 2 feet from me. I kept the peanuts quite close to me so they can get close to me. Attachment-based freedom. Sometimes we're not safe when we try to be safe, meaning we think that safety is in the control, and it isn't always that way. Our safety is falling back and letting the universe steer the boat for a little while, and often taking hints, especially if it's, like the reading I just did with, in the, if you get feelings in your solar plexus or in your body's going to tell you the right direction to go, and it's okay to stop and just do something imperfectly, and don't over prep, and don't try to be safe because we are safe. Don't try to be safe and perfect and error free and try and be free of judgment, because someone's going to judge anyway, but who cares, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. And so when you're feeling like you're not going to be safe, and you're terrified to do something that that you want to do, or your soul is calling you to do, then that's when you better be jumping. Take the leap, because that way you trust that the universe is going to catch you, or it's going to put someone in the way, in your path to take you to the next level. Or it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be, who knows what it could be gifts, it could be an opportunity to remove a situation or a relationship, or whatever it might be. Just pay attention to your body, but leap. And especially when it comes to perfection, don't try to be perfect right away. Trust me, someone who knows perfection is not all that it's cracked up to be. Be perfectly divinely human, and make mistakes and have fun with it, and learn from those mistakes, and be okay with stuttering and not knowing what to say all the time, and be okay with being tongue-tied, and be okay with trying and not quite succeeding quite at the moment, but the trying is succeeding because you are building that pathway to where you want to be. Let me see if there's anything else on here that really catches my eye. And just going taking a slight little tangent here is that a lot of us who have experienced some things in our lives, we can use those experiences as service to others, or to help others in some type of service, whether it's art or counseling or whatever it might be. And one comment that Kyle had made was that he says, well, you know your shit. You've lived it. And then, so my notes right here are, I know my shit. That's the amount of experience I have. And that kind of caught me by off guard, because it's like, oh my God, look how much experience we all have. Everyone is on their own path and their own journey, and they have their own story that they're writing, and they have all this experience. They have so much experience. And it's like, you can write a book now. You can write poetry, you can write a song, you can create some art related to your experience. You can talk to someone, you can help someone because of your experience. You can somehow create some beauty or be of service because you have already experienced it. So you don't need to prep. You don't need to prepare anything. You just need to be and share yourself. Right? I mean, how wonderful is that? You can just calm down, relax, fall into the support of the universe, knowing that you're going to be okay. You have the experience that you need to move you to where you need to go, or there where you want to go. It's already there. You've lived it. Isn't that great? You lived through your own little college, your own university. Those squirrels back there, those are so awesome. I like that. So it's all in your DNA. You've lived it, you've experienced it, you're already prepared. It's already in your energy field. Do you need to write a book? Are you afraid to because you don't know what you're going to say? You've lived it. It's right there. Just start scribbling. Start typing. Start whatever. Just do it because you've already got it. You want to paint, but you don't know. You think you don't know how to paint? Grab a canvas, grab some paint and some brushes, and just start tossing the paint on there. So I guarantee you, if you do it without worrying about it being perfect, if you do it without worrying about what someone's going to say, if you like think you have to study it, all these brush strokes and all these techniques and everything, no, you don't. Let your body and let your feelings, let your emotions do that for you. It's already there. You're already an artist. And someone's going to love what you have to create or what you have created. Someone is looking for what you have to create, whether it's a book, whether it's a piece of art, whether it's a gourmet meal, or if it's a song you need to, if there's a song in your heart, if there's a song in your soul that wants to come out, and you're just like, I'm not a songwriter and I don't know what to do and I have to study and I have to learn how to do this. Write the dang thing. Just write it. Then maybe you'll find someone who can compose music, for it, or whatever. So you have an idea of a tune in your head, or whatever. Just do it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait till you're perfect. You don't have to wait until you know how to do it. You already know. You know how to express, and you can do that. You can do it every day. You can express yourself every day in the perfect way, without preparation. You just get to be. I mean, how amazing is that? That we can just be, and just being as a work of art itself. It's already perfect. It kind of takes the pressure off, doesn't it? Don't buy into the cookie cutter systems or ways of doing things. Create your own. Create your own way of doing something. And share that with someone. Create your own style of writing. Create your own pieces of art, whether it's picking up pine cones in the forest and painting them and putting glitter on them, or whatever, or taking them apart and creating little sculptures with the little they're not leaves, but the little pieces of the cones. I mean, whatever it is, just do it. You see some really cool rocks, and you feel like you have to be art. You feel like you want to express something artful, and you only have a paintbrush and one little jar of paint. Paint the rock. Put it in your garden. Brighten up your garden. That'd be great. Or sidewalk, or whatever. You just get to just do it. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. And I think too, one of the points that Kyle had made, and I'm looking at my notes again because he's just amazing stuff that comes out. When you over prepare to do something, no matter what it is, when you over prepare, as long as it's not something technical, or mechanical or whatever, but for something that you want to do, when you want to share yourself, or when you want to, whatever it might be. When you over prepare, you are overriding your brilliance. Isn't that something? You overriding your brilliance when you over prepare, because, and this is how I see that, and I'm not crying, just have a teary eye. over preparing sometimes means that we step out of our creative brilliance. And we stop the flow. I hope that makes sense. And this is how I felt how I understood it and how I felt it and how it felt best to me is you're overriding your brilliance. And again, to repeat myself, you just have to trust that you know your shit perfectly, because you do. You just have to remember that and trust that. And to know that there are people of all walks of life over this planet who are, letting their brilliance flow. And they are creating some amazing pieces of art, whether it's, of course, again, whether it's writing or music, or if it's actual art, or if it's speaking, or creating courses, or oh my gosh, the list is, it's endless. But you know what to do. You really do know what to do. I think that sometimes we need that extra push, or that little urging. Sometimes the universe will give us a push and we ignore it until we get pushed flat on our face. And then we're like, okay, yeah, I'm awake. I get it. I know it, that I should just, go quit preparing, quit procrastinating, quit trying to be perfect. Society's version of perfect. Because our version of perfect is perfect. We're already perfect. It's already perfect. It's perfect. It's perfection all around. You just get to embrace that. Just perfection all around. Don't buy into someone else's idea of perfect, because their ideal of perfect is not your perfection. And you already know what that is. We know deep and down. We know that. We just have to connect with that. We have to remember that. Yeah. So be original. Be an original. Show us what you got. Jump into it. Whatever it is you're wanting to do. At least take a baby step, and trust that you're supported, because you really are. You really are. And there are those of us who we want to see that brilliance. We want to be inspired by that. That's it for today. If you would like readings, if you'd like card readings, I do that. Or if you would like a dowsing session, I do dowsing sessions. If you would like to get some insights or maybe a little more assistance on maybe a direction that you want to take, or if you are wanting to have some energy healing, you can let me know if you want to set an appointment for a Reiki session. I do those online, and I am distance certified, so I can do a distance. Since right now being in person is a bit impossible. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Remember, take only the information that resonates with you. Anything that doesn't, just let it go. It's okay. I'm not offended. I don't care. I just come out here and I sit in nature with the wildlife and I ramble. I just talk. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.